Viva Pinata is a beautiful and highly stylized game franchise created by Rare and personally one of the most enjoyable games I've ever played. The first game has a rating of 85% on IGN, with the second game having an IGN rating of 82%. Okay, well, how does that make it underrated, you might ask? The truth is, Viva Pinata was severely mistreated by the Microsoft acquiring of Rare in 2002. When the first game came out in 2006, it sold around 500,000 copies after a year, with good reviews surrounding the gameplay and graphics, according to Rare's Justin Cook. Okay, but again, this doesn't sound like it's super underrated. Well, in 2006, Microsoft also released a Viva Pinata TV show where they would market their silly little pinata game to kids, with the premise being that they travel the world going to kids' birthday parties. The show ran for 3 years with 2 seasons and 52 episodes and got a 5 out of 10 star rating on IMDb with 253 user votes, with most of the reviews in some form talking about loving the games or memories of the games. And there weren't even enough votes to have the show rated on Rotten Tomatoes. Following this absolute abomination of a TV show, Microsoft released their fated sequel, Trouble in Paradise. To no surprise, the sequel did nowhere near as well as the first game, selling around 300,000 copies and was catered more towards children than the first. Due to this heavy misstep by Microsoft in combination with the console war exclusivity, Viva Pinata never got the light it truly deserved, and as of now has not been revisited by Rare in terms of making a new game. However, they did include it in the Xbox One's Rare Replay. With the unfortunate shortcomings of the franchise out of the way, I would like to shed some light on how the Viva Pinata games are some of Rare's finest work. The gameplay is unlike any other game in the garden simulation genre. The whole basis of the game is creating your own patch of paradise from an old dilapidated plot while acquiring pinata residents on the way. To get different pinata to join your plot, you need to meet their join requirements, which can include a house, food, tree, and if it's a predator, a specific pinata present to hunt. The games are massively customizable, where you can add anything you can buy from the village to your plot, or you can completely terraform your entire plot. The game also includes breeding, where you can send two pinatas to their house and you play mini games to have a little baby. Different pinatas have different evolutions, like Pokemon, where if they eat certain other pinatas, they can change form and name to become a completely different pinata. The games are definitely not difficult in the traditional sense, but there are definite difficulties built into having to manage your own personal ecosystem in real time. Sometimes residential pinatas will just initiate a fight. Other times, a wild pinata will try to join your plot by killing a residential pinata, but it can't join because it doesn't have the rest of the requirements. Or the group of antagonists, ruffians, will just storm along and kill a pinata for funsies. Regardless of how the pinata loses a fight, it'll get sick. A sick pinata is left to die and is soon met with an evil witch doctor, Dastardos, who comes out of his cave and breaks the sick pinata. Pinata can also get sick by eating sour candy, getting beaten with a shovel, or being near poisonous plants, so you have to actively look out for harm when tending to the garden. This creates a very rewarding gameplay loop, making you feel closely connected to your pinata, protecting them from unwanted harm. Overall, if you're like me and feel hyper nostalgic reflecting on the probably hundreds of hours designing your plot, and remember the seemingly never-ending grind of getting all the pinata, or even if you haven't played the series before, I highly recommend trying them out. You can easily get lost in the amount of content they have to offer. The series is long overdue for a reboot and a new game, but will likely never get one because Microsoft's absolute blunder of a marketing campaign. I mean, come on, they are truly the perfect Switch games and would be even more stunning on PC. Regardless of how it was mistreated, it is such a masterful creation of art that should not be lost to the sands of time. Viva Pinata holds a special place in my heart, and I rate it a 9 out of 10. If you made it this far, you might as well subscribe, and check out my Twitch channel where I record gameplay for videos like these. If you have any suggestions or tips on what to play next, leave them down in the comments. Thanks for watching.